Hello, welcome to Math with Mr. Dobrescu. To the rescue. Let's continue with end of the year assessment review, question 12. Select two tables that represent a proportional relationship. For any of those tables to represent a proportional relationship, there must be some conditions each of these tables should have. And one of the conditions is it has to be a straight line that passes through the origin. So after we graph all the ordered pairs on the coordinate plane, that line formed has to go through the origin. Okay, that's one of the requirements. Another requirement is the constant of proportionality, or the slope. The slope of each of those ordered pairs, they have to be the same. So if we divide the y by x, we should get the same number for each of those ordered pairs. We should get the same unit rate. Okay, let's get back and let's check. Let's check to see which of these answers satisfy those two requirements. Okay, let's take a look at A. We have -2, 0, 3 for x, and then we have -6, 0, and 9. What stands out even from the beginning, we see that this ordered pair, we have when x is 0, y is also 0, and we know for sure that that ordered pair or the entire line is going to go through the origin because x is 0 and y is 0. Now let's check for the unit rate. Let's divide the rise over the run. Divide y by x. -6 divided by -2 becomes +3. So in this case, m equals 3. Okay? And let's divide here. 9 divided by 3, it's also 3. So m equals also 3. Let's see if we can erase that line there. So now we can clearly see that both of these slopes are 3. So the unit rate is the same, and also it goes through the origin. Therefore, A is one of the answers. Okay? That represents a proportional relationship, this table here for A. Let's check B now. If we look at B, we see that when x equals 0, y is 4. So when we graph that number in the coordinate plane, we know that it crosses the y-axis at 4. Therefore, it does not go through the origin, and thus B cannot be the answer because it does not go through the origin. If we also check, 5 divided by 1 is 5, 6 divided by 2 is 4. Different slopes. Anyways, let's take a look at C. Here we have -8, -6, -4 for x, -9, -7, and -5 for y. Let's see if we get the same slope. -9 divided by -8 becomes 9 over 8. -7 divided by -6 becomes 7 over 6. And -5 divided by -4 becomes 5 over 4. And none of these are the same. Therefore, C cannot be the answer because they don't have the same constant of proportionality. Okay, let's continue with D. In this case, we have x equals 2, 6, and 7, and y equals 8, 24, and 28. We do not know for sure if this is going to pass through the origin, maybe, but let's see if we can get the unit rate. 8 divided by 2 is 4, so m equals 4 for the first one. Second one, 24 divided by 6 is also 4, m equals 4. And 28 divided by 7 is also 4. M equals 4. So the slope is the same. But now we also need to check to find out if it goes through the origin. Okay? We'll come back to D in a moment. Let's take a look at E for a moment. And here right away we see again when x equals 0, y equals 10. And because of this reason, this line it crosses the y-axis at 10. And it does not go through the origin because it goes through 10, not through the origin. Therefore, E cannot be the answer. E cannot be the answer. We have A, but now let's check for D to find out if this, once we graph all these ordered pairs, if the line goes through the origin, or if we can find y equals 0 and x equals 0. Let's take a look. Okay, so let's take a look at this table. This is table D. Okay, we know for sure that m equals 4 because a divided by 2 is 4, 24 divided by 6 is 4, 28 divided by 7 is 4. So the slope is 4. If it has the same slope, is great. But now let's see if it goes also through the origin. So let's randomly pick an ordered pair. So I picked 2 and 8, 2 and 8. And let's label the 2 as x and 8 as y. And we also know the slope, m equals 4. And let's use this formula, y equals mx plus b, y-intercept, right formula, y equals mx plus b, slope-intercept. And now let's solve for b, or the y-intercept. So let's solve for b, and the b is the y-intercept. B is the y-intercept. Y-intercept is the location where the line crosses the y-axis. Okay, and if b is 0, therefore, yes, it will go through the origin. Okay, let's plug it in. Let's substitute. Instead of y, we put 8. So we have 8 equals, instead of m, we substitute with 4. And times x. Instead of x, we have 2. And plus b. Don't forget the b. And now 4 times 2 is 8. So we have 8 equals 8 plus b. And in order for us to solve for b, we have to subtract 8 on both sides. This cancels out. This cancels out. So we get b equals 0. And that's exactly what we wanted. Therefore, this line formed is going go through the origin, and this is yes. So this is another table that satisfies those two requirements. These two requirements. It's a straight line that goes through the origin. We know that's a straight line because they have the same slopes, right? It goes through the origin, and the constant of proportionality was the same. M equals 4. Thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate you paying attention how to select two tables that represent a proportional relationship. Very important video. If you have to pause it and watch it again, please do so, because it's important for you to get this foundation before you move to a higher level of math. Again, thank you all so much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and stay tuned for question number 13. All the best to you.